I'm officially curious how Lionsgate decides to release some of their films. Do they pull out of a hat of going to theaters, going to streaming, going to DVD only? We may never know. Chase Lee Hockey here at the Blue Futon, reviewing Shadow Force. Blah, cha, cha, cha. So it's about pretty simple premise. So have you ever watched those spy movies where it's I'm quit spying, I want to start a family, and then the spy organization's nah, we coming back for you. I'm pretty sure Mark Wahlberg's done this. I'm pretty sure now we have this movie. I'm pretty sure Jamie Foxx has done this, Cameron Diaz has done this, and so many other actors before this film. And this is a very simplistic movie. Basically, the guy has a son. The wife is now still trying to kill the bad guys in the Shadow Force, or bad guys in the Shadow Force, to make sure the family is safe, even though they're not really together. So this movie's not good. You can just tell by my voice, my mannerisms. Anyway, but this is not a good movie. This is weird because this director did, you have Stretch. This director did Smoking Aces. He's done Cop Shop. So he's done movies I really, really enjoy. But this one is such a barrel movie where it's one of the things where you go to a $5, bin at Walmart and you're like, yep, Shadow Force. And it's just not good. The editing, the directing, the acting, just the look of the film. And just, am I really supposed to believe this is a Shadow Force team? These people are assassins. These people suck at their job. I mean, tremendously suck. This is the un-Shadow Force. This is the Shadow Unforceables. This is something just completely different. And what really grind my gear in this movie is just some of the scenarios and things that did occur in this movie, right? All right, so we have the love triangle. We have a scene where if he takes out hearing aids, instead of Daredevil, he just becomes better at fighting, even though you would think you would need hearing to hear where maybe someone's reloading a gun or, shooting, or where his son is, or little things like that where you're that just doesn't make sense. I understand you're trying to do something cool and different. It just doesn't work at all. Another thing, right? All right, so the main point of this movie, of course, in hiding something occurs, a camera, security footage, blah, 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 and that's how people are no way, he's still alive. So this is basically a bank robber at a bank, and the son's about to die, and the guy, Omar saves the kid. Kerry Washington fights the husband, basically saying, how dare you get caught? Do you want your son to die? Maybe he had to fight the robbers in the bank to keep the son alive, and that is why he had to kill the bad guys. And then Kerry Washington's in Colombia how dare you do that? What are we thinking? What are we freaking thinking in your freaking heads? And of course you have Divine Joy Randolph, which she's really after the holdover, she's doing this. She's doing Bride Hard. I don't know what's occurring with her anymore of Oscar fame kind of going down the drain. But then you always have Method Man and things like that. So this is straight up. You're how did this movie get into theaters? And the acting, fine. The action set pieces, just not fun. The boat one is pretty cool, but how it's edited, right? Because there's a scene where a boat hits a dock, or not even a dock, but another boat, and it ramps off. And how it's edited and shot, you're just oh. I was expecting a little bit more aftermath effect, but you don't see the aftermath effect. You see Mark Strong going to basically a wedding, another guy going in the woods, and you're thinking, okay, whatever, what freaking ever. And like I said, these are not Shadow Force people, right? Whatsoever. They are too stupid to be hitmen or hit women, whatever you want to call it, because everything you do, you're why are you doing that? Especially there's one where Omar shoots a fire, not a fire, a grill or something, and it blows up, and he shoots someone else because of shadows. And just how that is, you're just are you not trying to be secretive? You're shadows. You're supposed to be shadows like ninjas, right? That's the whole point of Shadow Force. You're in the shadows, and no one could see you coming. I everyone's seen these motherfuckers come from a mile a freaking way. It just doesn't make sense. And unfortunately, even with the car chase, when they were going on the first car chase with the badass Mustang, I'll give it that. It just looks slow motion. It looks like they're going 30, 40 miles on the road, and they're just like, we got to go slow, make it look like, oh, yeah. Like I said, there are some cool action set pieces when it comes to those levels of detail, and you're like, okay, that's kind of fun. I understand what you're going for. But with the generic story, some things, like I said, this is where I get struggle with some movies where there's no one be like, time out. This doesn't make sense. How can this actually occur, or would this actually be a feasible option? And of course, the answer is no. And this love triangle thing keeps coming up and up and up. And it's like, this is not feasible whatsoever. Yeah, this is a movie that I'm just shocked to make it to theaters. And it's kind of weird that this, what was it? It was Fight or Flight, as well as Juliet and Romeo. And apparently Juliet and Romeo made like peanuts. And I'm a little disappointed that Fight or Flight didn't do better than this movie, because Fight or Flight is such a better movie than Shadow Force. So I don't know why people are going to Shadow Force or Fight or Flight. I just don't understand that whatsoever. So overall, Shadow Force, as you could tell, I did not like this movie whatsoever. It was so generically boring that when it's done, you're like, how did this make it into theaters? It's kind of shocking. And also the script, right? I'm writing original stuff, trying to get it done, but apparently originality, yeah, you could say Sinners and things like that, but Ryan Coogler kind of had a name for himself to do that. But I think now Hollywood needs to take some liberty of like going to some new screenwriters and try and figure out something different. Because if we're going to recycle and rehash the family spy story over and over again and add absolutely nothing new to the espionage game, we are going to have a problem for the future. So Shadow Force will receive a 1.5 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 30%. So let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. We have critics a 29% with 31 of them. Audience score 82% with over 250. Critic consensus, there is none, but there's an audience. The audience doesn't know what they're talking about with this one. I'm sorry. It was a cheap freaking film. 30, 29, 82. Chase out here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One of these Futontopia. You Blue Futon. Stay watching. A great day. Watch the state tomorrow. Week from a month and a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. If you see the Shadow Force coming, I think you'll be pretty safe.